Have you ever gone to the pantry or to the fridge to look what's inside even though you weren't knowing what you were looking for? Or have you ever been sitting somewhere in the house and felt like a magnetic pull coming from the food in the kitchen? Or maybe you're just thinking about food when it necessarily isn't food time and you're not even hungry. What is that about? Before I go into this topic, I just want to say hi, I'm Eve, and thank you so much for watching this video, for your subscription and being part of my world. If you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so now. So let's jump in and talk about this mysterious hunger or affinity to food that's really hard to explain. You see, I like to call this type of hunger soul hunger. And what happens when our soul is hungry is we find ways to fill it up. Oftentimes we could do that with food. Some people do it with exercise. Some people do it with thoughts of restriction. Other people do it with social media, drugs, alcohol. I could go on and on. And the real issue with this type of soul hunger and not knowing how to address it appropriately is we feel empty inside. And a very wise and important aspect of us is not getting attention. And also an issue with this is we're using substitutes to tune into a very important aspect of ourselves. So today what we're going to talk about is how to actually satisfy that soul hunger without using food. Because when you learn how to do this, you get back in touch with a very lovely, wise, timeless aspect of yourself that's been here all along. Also, when you learn how to tune into this way, you're not using substitutes and you flow more freely and easily through life. So are you ready? Are you ready to talk about how to satisfy your soul hunger without using food? Let's jump in. And actually, it's not as hard as one may think. And if you're excited for this topic, so am I. So let's jump in. Okay, so first of all, setting the intention to tune into your soul hunger is key. And if you don't like the word soul and you want to replace that with intuition or your inner knowing or your subconscious, spirit, or God, feel free to change the name. But the truth is you're getting in touch with a deeper part of you that's trying to get your attention. By thinking of food or making you go to the fridge or making you have a craving, right? Want to help you to work with this. So the first intention to have is this intention to connect with your soul or your higher self. Now the second thing to do is quiet your mind. And a great way to quiet your mind is to sit down and take 10 slow breaths, really inhale and exhale completely. 10 whole breaths. Don't pretend you did it, really do it, because that's how long it takes to really quiet that potentially racing mind. Then what you want to do, and it could really help to write it down. I like to write it down because it helps focus my attention, because Lord knows my mind can be very scattered. So take a moment to write it down if you want. You want to answer this question. You want to answer the question, what does my soul want me to know? Or what is my soul hungry for me to know? And then just wait and allow the answers to come to you. These answers may come to you in a word or a phrase, an image, or maybe you might not hear anything at all. You might just get a feeling or a known sense. Whatever it is, you just relax and allow the answers to come to you. And so one of the most frequent questions that I get is, what if my soul doesn't say anything? What if I do that exercise and it's silence, Eve? What do I do then? Well, if that happens to you, that's totally okay. After all, how long have you been not tuning into your soul? It takes some time to reconnect with that part of yourself. So allow yourself to have a couple of sessions before you give up on this tool, because it may take some time. The next question that I get really often is, what if my soul tells me something I don't want to hear? Well, the great news is you don't have to act on what your soul tells you. Just want you to connect with that aspect of your knowing, learn how to tap into it, and just learning how to start listening to yourself. That's what's more important here, is learning how to start listening to yourself. You don't have to act on it. If that inner voice tells you to harm yourself or to harm another, that might be a reason to connect with mental health professionals, because there might be something else going on. And of course, I don't want you to be acting on harming yourself or harming others. So ultimately, what you're doing here is learning how to open the lines of communication between you and you. So give it some time. It's very important and it deserves your attention. So I hope that video was helpful. I wonder what your favorite takeaway was, so if you want to share that in the comments below. And finally, thank you so much for your comments and for subscribing. So if you like this video and you want more, please subscribe. Thanks everybody. Happy eating. Bye.